everyone and welcome back to my channel. Grammy-winning gospel artist Kirk Franklin apologised to the public last weekend after his adult son released audio of the celebrity cussing him out on the telephone. He didn't owe us an apology. Franklin and his son should apologise to each other. Franklin said the two of them have had a toxic relationship for many years. That's no surprise. Many people likely have been in a toxic relationship at one time or another, whether it was with a romantic partner, relative, co-worker or friend. Perhaps that's why the story was trending on Twitter. Everyone had an opinion about it. The consensus seemed to be that nobody's business what happens between a 51-year-old father and his son. I spoke with Chicago relationship expert Love McPherson and she agreed. We were given a backstage pass for a few seconds of a 30-plus-year-old relationship, she said, referring to the brief tape. It's not fair to judge anyone based on that. But, she added, we can all learn from it. A toxic relationship between two grown men isn't the same as a toxic relationship between a parent and a minor child. A series of public spats between former political advisor Kerrion and her daughter a few months ago raised alarms among many children's advocates. The teenager posted a video on TikTok in January alleging that her mother had been physically, mentally and emotionally abusive. In one video, Conway had been heard cussing at her daughter. In another, police arrived to investigate. The Franklin's family trouble has been foddered for memes and jokes on social media. That doesn't mean we can't have serious discussions and use it to examine issues in our own life. Toxic relationships take an emotional toll. They can also be deadly. A 22-year-old Louisiana man, for example, was charged with manslaughter last year after he allegedly shot his father to death during an argument over a Chinese takeaway. Several television shows, including Lifetime Movie Network's I Killed My BFF, chronicled the 2012 murder of 16-year-old Skylar Neese by her two high school best friends. Perhaps the most famous case involved singer Marvin Gaye, who was fatally shot by his father, Marvin Gaye Sr., in 1984. The expletive filed conversation between Franklin and Kirk Franklin showed just how toxic their relationship is. We don't know what led to the argument or everything that was said on both sides in a personal phone call posted on Instagram, but what we did hear was disturbing. Kirk Franklin can be heard saying, "You need to get your skinny back out the way before I put my foot in your." His son responds, "I dare you." "I will break your neck, N-word. Don't you ever disrespect me," his father shouts. "I didn't," the son says. After his father hangs up, Kirk Franklin mused aloud, "I'll break your neck. Is that a threat? This is why I'm done. No father should speak to his children like this." The video caption said, Kieran is Franklin's son from a relationship he had as a teenager. In his apology video posted on Twitter, the elder Franklin explained that he has tried for many years to rectify the toxic relationship through counselling. He said a therapist had been on the call earlier, but his son never played that part. Kirk Franklin later asked fans not to crucify his father. He added, "My father has been speaking very mean and manipulatively to me for 15 years now." Kirk Franklin admits that he lost his temper. When that happens, McPherson says, "You should always go back and apologise to your child and explain the emotions you were feeling. Otherwise, tensions can escalate." But sometimes McPherson said, "You must walk away, and that isn't always easy." A toxic relationship doesn't necessarily mean you don't care for someone. It means that the two of you aren't good for each other. If someone continuously puts you down, keeps you off balance, and leaves you feeling bad about yourself whenever you encounter them, then you'd probably be better off letting them go. Sometimes our deepest pains come from the people we love most or claim to love us the most, McPherson says, but there are things that you can do. First, ask yourself if the person, a mother or father, for example, is even capable of fulfilling the job description of a parent. Sometimes mental illness, trauma and addiction get in the way. If they are not, face the truth and accept that you cannot fix them. Grieve over the loss if you must. Otherwise, you must continue to traumatize yourself by expecting something that the person is not capable of giving. Try to separate the person from the role, but understand that your father can't give you the protection you need, the mother won't nurture you in the way that makes you feel loved, and a child must be more distant than you like. Know that your guilt strings and don't allow yourself to be puppeted. Pay attention to patterns of manipulation and make sure you don't fall into their trap because you feel guilty. Loving yourself and taking care of yourself is important too. Finally, live your own life rather than living in the life of someone else that someone else wants you to live. Kirk Franklin acknowledged that he isn't perfect. It's a safe bet that his son isn't either, because no one is. Thanks for listening. For more celebrity news, please like, comment and subscribe.